What's up, guys? It is the Bad Wolf, and you're watching Bad Wolf Unincorporated. Hopefully, you guys are having a good day. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching the videos. And if you could be ever so kind, hit that, you know the drill, bell, like, and subscribe. And if you guys did not know, May 10th is our first national class. It is open to all private citizens and nationals worldwide. If that's you and you want to learn more about how to live in the private, how to deal with IRS, how to deal with discharge and credit and things that we all use on a daily basis, then go over to blacksite32.com, click on the Zoom conference tab. And right now, I think there's two set up and there's going to be a third. The first one is going to be me talking for 5 hours on the different subjects listed on the site. The second one, if everything works out, we're going to have guest speakers, specialists in different topics, different areas, everything from trust to whatever else. And the third is going to be an open, where for the 5 or 6 possible hours that we're going to be talking, I'll be answering whatever questions that come up to the best of my knowledge. So for the price normally of actually it's less than the cost of one consultation. You're gonna in each one of these things, you're gonna get 5 or 6. Okay. So I would highly suggest you guys be there or be square. Now, with that being said, let's get into the video. So in my normal travels, my brain almost never really stops. I'm always thinking of new things and how to be better, what new information we can find. Like, this is what I do because you guys, the ones of you guys out there who do support me, okay, some friends, some family, some enemies, this is what I do with my time. And I've always done it. I just did it in my free time. So now I can pretty much do it full time whenever I'm not taking care of family, friends, my lady, our kids, the kids, people who need help. Because I do also do, as you guys donate to me, I donate to people that I know need help. All right, in various different ways. So unlike other people you see jetting around in the nice cars you've helped them buy, um, I still have my old used cars, you know, and I'm going to donate one of them to one of my friends who needs a car. All right. So I'll be down to one vehicle and then I may get another one but I'll guarantee you this, it ain't going to be anything brand new. I always buy used. I'm still that same humble person from when you guys out there followed me when I had less than 1, 2, or 3 thousand subscribers. I go out now and constantly people are recognizing me on the street, which means I know the system out there knows exactly who I am. So, hello, guys. I know you guys watch my videos too. With that being said, remember, all this is education and entertainment. All of this information can be found not in books I've written, because who am I? Just a madman in a little blue box. You know, your local Time Lord keeps Earth safe. Some of y'all catch the reference there. But for real, all this information is found out there in their books, in the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, and the Bill of Rights, or in the IRS Code, or the Department of State's manual or Foreign Affairs manual, the government's GPO style manual, Cornell law. They're not creating anything new. It's already out there. I just read the books and I got better than most of them at this in order to beat these agencies where needed. I'm not saying that they're not powerful and not that they don't have any power or clout or ability. I'm just saying that if you understand the law, then you understand that, or you overstand, excuse me, from the private side, that you are in fact their boss and that everything that they have done out there has to have remedy. Everything. Or they're in violation of their own office. And remember, they're not intrinsically American, but they are within the American bubble, the family. They operate with their own rules, their own charters, their own statutes and codes for their own members and those who wish to reside underneath their jurisdiction and or their property and or their offspring. I mean, children. Now, with that being said, let's get into the video. Hit that bell, like, subscribe. That's how you can support. Or you can send a donation on Black Site 32 on our donation page. Or you can set up your own donation to me. You don't have to go through any of mine if you don't want to use any of those. Go to your PayPal, put in my email, jamesclovett@yahoo.com, and support. Dollar a month, $2, $20, $100, $5 million monthly. All right. I mean, but for real, whatever you can afford, whatever you want is helpful. I do appreciate it. I'm not some rich guy. All right. I make enough that I don't have to now work a full-time job. So this is my full-time job, but I also still need help from viewers like you. So some other people out there also supporting me by going to my YouTube channel. And on my YouTube channel, they hit the join button and then they help out monthly. And then that also gives them access to the videos made for just the monthly subscribers. Or you can go to jamesclovett.com and watch some of the free, low cost, or normal priced videos for living in the private. And those are the seminars. All right. Not to be confused with the conferences coming up. We're going to try to do 3 a year. And I hope I see you guys there. All right. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video. So, I recently was pondering because I heard a story about a guy who the IRS came after. Not to say that they haven't come after me. We know how that turned out, don't we, guys? And I also find it interesting, and I'm a sidestep here because after watching some of the people in Congress talk about the IRS scenario situation, it's kind of funny now that I've broken the code and put it out there on how to deal with the IRS and how that 90 some percent of people out there, their compensation is not legally income and it's not legally defined as federal or state derived or a federal or state event that is taxable. Now, mysteriously in the videos, because I know they watch my videos too, they know the bell has been rung, and it is only a matter of time before the IRS is going to suffer catastrophic decline. Doesn't mean they're going to go away. They may even change their name. And if they're smart, they would come up with a standard 5 or 10% tax on those it applies to, and then call it a day and leave the good American people alone with that money so that that money, because if they're smart, they would understand that most people, and I hate to say this, but it's the truth. So much like my YouTube channel, Badwolf Unrestricted, you should join me on that channel as well for unbridled truth. The average person is simple in their needs. So that extra 20 some 30% that the American people are going to keep is just, they're going to run it right back into the system, which then only helps the system to grow. So a great compromise and a event will happen. It's on the way. Now, back to your regularly scheduled program. So the IRS came after this particular person, and he truly believed that he didn't owe any taxes. So he was definitely on the bad wolf's level of overstanding certain things and information. And what this particular guy did was brilliant. And I clap and serenade his success and rational thinking that led him to a success against them. Do you know what this guy did? He did a FOIA request against the IRS and beat them because he found, should I say it right now? Or should we just go into the video? Let's just go into the video. Little cliffhanger. Keep you guys around a little bit more. Let's go. Let's get into it. Let's get into it, shall we? All right. Okay, go away. Shoot little thing. So I asked my chat, which is both a little bit different, but because of my programming, that is available on blacksite32.com in the file shop section. But I said, can you FOIA the IRS? And if so, what can you request? What are you able to find in there? So let's see what it said. Because this man was like, let's FOIA. I want all my information. Here we go.
Yes, you absolutely can file a FOIA request with the IRS, and it's a legitimate, court recognized tool for obtaining federal agency records. Let's break this down clearly and strategically so you can actually use it effectively. The Freedom of Information Act, 5 U.S.C. Section 552, gives you the right to request existing records from federal agencies like the IRS.
Okay.
FOIA equals access to records, not answers, explanations, or legal opinions. Here are the most useful categories, practically and legally. 1. 5 folder your IRS account and you can request account transcripts, wage and income records, W-2, 1099 data reported, internal account notes, audit file.
Hold up. Now, remember the cliffhanger I left you guys with? When he did a FOIA, which you can FOIA all that you mentioned, he got their internal account notes. Upon looking at the internal account notes, he's seen deliberate fraud and deception. Clearly, they never expected him to pull his own FOIA on the IRS on his account. They were talking amongst themselves and saying to just go ahead and create a false account return, making it appear, which is fraud and deception, that he owed money. And he was able to use that to go against them. So if anybody wants to say there's no corruption in the IRS and the government and Congress and police and the court system, you're absolutely positively wrong. The whole thing is not corrupt per se, but if you take a lump of dog shit and put it in the batter and make some cake out of it, it all ain't gonna taste quite right. There ain't really any good clean sections. Let's keep going.
Files. Collection files. Also supported by Internal Revenue Code Section 6103, your own records. 2. Detective Internal IRS Manuals and you can request internal policies not publicly posted. Training.
Now, internal policies not publicly posted. This is good for finding out some of their little secret stuff. This is how I found out some of the information that we've used and that we've been able to get people's accounts cleared, discharged, or challenge them on their own materials. They talk amongst themselves, just like in Congress. A lot of the stuff that they use, certain phones and memos and emails, that if they're doing it on our time and dollar, we have rights to see it. They just never expect you guys to do FOIA requests on it. Now, understand, and I'm going to pause it here. Understand this, guys. Literally, I'm looking at right at you. Understand this. Go do these now. I've already demonstrated that when you request from the Department of State about your 14th Amendment citizenship status, that they at first were saying, oh, by our records, you are not, in fact, a 14th Amendment U.S. citizen. But now, because of certain cabal or upper management, the little six, seven, 8 member groups in the back rooms that like to watch my videos, hi guys, um, they decided, oh, hey, whoa, 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 we see how they can use that, and we don't want to give them that information. So then they stopped saying that. They started saying, we have not been able to find information pertaining to your exact request, which is still yet them saying you're not a 14th Amendment U.S. citizen because they don't have it on record. You're not recorded as being that unless you are, in fact, one. But by law, you have both. But in their system, you're not logged that way. It's the states that are doing most of the BS, but the upper government, well, their hands aren't clean either. And when they don't give us the information, now see, they don't have to give it to you the way you want it, but they still have to give it to you. And if they directly try to hide it, it's obfuscation. And that's not good. That means the people can get rallied together and go after them and maybe form something new or force changes. Because at the end of the day, if anything major is going to happen, it's going to be because the people rose up and decided to do something. Like starting an online petition, starting groups, and then not just doing that, but actually getting your people to send in emails, send in letters, file a lawsuit against whatever municipality, police station, government, agency, judge, whatever. Because if you don't, well, then we're going to have something along the lines of them hiding information that they're supposed to give us, them obfuscating information, them blacking out files and pictures and protecting names of people in the government or police or cops or judges or lawyers or whoever else. Oh, kind of like they already do, because we're asking them to police themselves, which never works. You can't ask the police to police the police. You can't ask Congress or the government or judges to police themselves. This is one of the areas where the founding fathers failed. There needed to be a whole separate, autonomous, powerful agency that has the right to go into any of these agencies, any police, anything within the United States of America bubble and chop fucking shop. That's what we need. Some people who are immune from attack, who can protect their names, and then who have an internal system to make sure that nobody abuses this system. And once again, police kind of policing the police, but allowing us to then go in there and be able to say, well, we the people, um, yeah, we don't like that. So you're fired, you're fired, you're fired. Now, our Congress people, our representatives are supposed to be the ones who pull these strings. Most of them are asshats too. I've reached out personally to get help on some of the things I've worked on, only to get a jag off letter from some of them. They know who they are. Now, I'm not going to say they're all bought, but the ones who are bought, they know who they are. They know which masters they serve or they're sponsored by. Some of them don't know where the money comes from other than the hand that hands it to them, but they know that this person is above their pay grade. These are the people, these are the entities, these are the systems, the corporations that you can't mention their name. They're above. Matter of fact, most of them, you've never even heard their names. I'll let you figure that out for yourself. Let's stick to the script. Now, so their internal memos, you guys need to go and do these FOIAs immediately. That's my word. I like that. I've been trying to get people on it. When you got like some pompous rich person, instead of going, I want that done immediately. Sounds way cooler to sound like them. I want it done immediately. So, once again, now that they flipped the script on your passport FOIAs and whatever else and your citizenship requests, they don't know anything about the IRS. They're not paying attention. And now you guys know you can do internal memos and notes when you do the request on your own files across the board because we're going to make a video on that right after this one. So I'm telling you guys, if you guys want the juice, go and get this done now. No, not even now, immediately. Because you're going to catch them with their pants down. I mean, I'm not wearing pants right now anyway. So, all right, but for real, y'all need to get this done. You've seen through my videos how they watch my videos and then suddenly things change either for the better or for the worse. So if they have good stuff out there, codes and whatever else in their internal memos they don't want you to know about, either one, they're just not going to make it in the request. If they talk about something a little too high on your name, those aren't going to make it in there. Those are going to fall under national security. But there might still be some good tidbits. And throw it out there. Hell, this ain't nothing new. You guys find something good, send it to your boy. You don't want your name on it, black it out. Send it to me. We'll make videos, educational videos. I'm not going to say that this is true or fact. Let you, the viewer, make your own decision because this is all entertainment anyway, commercial entertainment. Just like I hope you guys don't really think that like a lot of these your favorite boxers, basketball players, football players, you guys know almost all of that is rigged, right? You guys do know that. Hope so. A lot of your favorite black rappers are gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but they hide it in order to make more sales, promoting their lifestyle in subtle ways. You guys do know that, right? If not, you better watch my Badwolf unrestricted YouTube channel. I'm just saying. I want you guys to know the truth. And trust me, when I started learning the truth of all this, man, my feelings were so hurt. Like even right now, like I don't even really get excited or like joyful over almost anything. The top five things that would bring me joy, I cannot absolutely have in this world. So, like, to me, it's just knowledge. I don't have an emotional attachment to most of the topics out there. Like, oh, I'll give you one off the top and we'll jump back into it. Oh, like it finally kind of came out that Tupac was bisexual, but he preferred women more. Yeah, I know. I didn't want to hear about that either. I thought it was all this, but then I started going back, listening to some of the lyrics, watching some of his old footage of like him and TLC and some of the letters he wrote about spending the night over by his male friend's house. Uh, the whole world is not the way I thought it was. And you have to be okay with learning the truth. Otherwise, this channel and my other one are not for you. Like I said, I got my feelings hurt about a lot of people out there when I started looking at the truth. But don't take my word for it. Go ahead and look up industry hoax revealed. N, then distry hoax, all one word, and then space revealed. They got a lot of goodies over there, and they're not the only ones. You start going back through some of these old school 80s and 90s rappers videos, even Biggie, and we all know about Diddy now. And you start hearing about what happened between Diddy and Biggie, and then Diddy and all the other people that seem to not Craig Mack and all the rest. Every you know what? Anyway, just educationally, my hypothesis is okay. I'm just saying. Let's get back to it. Like I said, y'all ain't ready for me. Y'all ain't ready for this. Some of y'all might be. I tend to hurt feelings and don't have no feelings about it. All right, so let's go.
Training materials. Enforcement procedures. Internal memos.
Oh, that's a good one.
Internal Revenue Manual, IRM. Sections. Many are public, but some aren't.
So when I showed you guys the IRM online, they're telling you that some of the sections there are public, but some of them aren't. What the actual fudge? And they all do this. They all have complete sections that are open to the public and then complete sections that aren't online. You have to request them. But how the hell can you request sections that are missing and you don't even know what the section is or what's in it? This is how they obfuscate the information which they built, paid for, put together with our money. We have absolutely a right to every single thing. Now, I do believe, this is me leaning out the window a little bit, some things that are considered national security, and I understand because I know a lot about what is considered national security, they should be kept for the time being confidential. I get that. There is a need for certain things to be secret, but a majority of it, you're paying for with our money, so it's ours. We have access. If you're if they're the trustees and we're the beneficiaries, they have a job to protect us even from ourselves. But uh, you can't all have these trades these secrets on our dime. But nobody is standing up to
Aren't. 3. Page facing up case files and if you're dealing with audits, liens, levies, criminal investigations, you can request agent notes, correspondence, case history logs, evidence used. Warning: some parts may be redacted under exemptions.
see.
4. Classical building contracts, agreements, and programs. You can request IRS vendor contracts, agreements with private companies, internal
Mm,
program details.
mm.
5. Bar chart.
You can get to see agreements between the IRS and private companies, program details, stuff that they talk about and then they watch the public, people like me. You can get all that information. Interesting. Let's go.
You can request internal reports, policy analysis documents. FOIA has 9 exemptions, the big ones for IRS.
So basically, they're saying if there's an investigation that's ongoing, they don't have to give you that. If it's national security, which already they don't have to give you that. Internal deliberations, don't have to give you that because those are opinions, not facts. And privileged. Oh, so but here's the thing. Understand this. They're now telling you, without telling you, that the IRS has some privileged legal communications. So that means there's privileged things going on that the IRS is like, oh yeah, no, Trump is cool, this guy's cool, or we're gonna go after and bother this guy. Like that's crazy.
IRS.
Okay, let's get to the goody good.
Writing hand how to file, step by step. Option 1, online. Go through the IRS FOIA portal via Internal Revenue Service website. Option 2, written request. Send to Internal Revenue Service Disclosure Office. Include your full name, address, description of records, time frame, statement requesting under FOIA, identity verification, important for IRS. You can use this. This is a request under the Freedom of Information Act, 5 U.S.C. Section 552, and the Privacy Act, 5 U.S.C. Section 552A. I request copies of all records, files, notes, memoranda, correspondence, and electronic records maintained by the Internal Revenue Service pertaining to me, including but not limited to account transcripts, audit files, collection records, and internal case notes for the period year. I request that all segregable portions of otherwise exempt material be provided. Stopwatch timeline. IRS must respond within 20 business days. They often extend, very common. Warning: strategic reality, important. Positive law view, court recognized. FOIA is procedural, not a weapon to invalidate taxes. Courts treat it as an information access tool only. Interpretive/organic layer, your framework. FOIA can expose lack of records, administrative gaps, procedural errors. These can be used in due process arguments, evidence challenges, administrative record disputes. Use FOIA to.
Okay. So you can go to the IRS.gov site. It says, but this does not require you to use any website. So they cannot require you to use any website. All right. So mailing is the most traditional and the best one for a record trail. Many IRS disclosure offices accept faxed FOIA requests. There's an online portal at foia.gov. It doesn't say if you should send it to the local office, but if you can find one that's in your area, that's probably the best one to send it to. You must include something to verify your identity, probably a copy of your driver's license or social, passport and social, something with a signature. So you might want to sign an affidavit requesting it. So I asked that, I said, what can be found?
When you request your file from the Internal Revenue Service, you may receive 1. Internal case history, IDRS/ICS notes. Time-stamped entries by IRS employees. Actions taken, letters sent, calls attempted, decisions made. Reason codes for audits, collections, or flags. 2. Audit files, if you were audited. Examiners were papers. Issues they selected and why. Evidence they relied on. 3. Collection files. Notes on liens/levies. Financial analysis they performed. Contacts and decisions. 4. Third-party reporting data. W-2/1099 matches. Automated discrepancy flags. 5. Correspondence logs. Copies or records of letters sent to you. Dates and delivery attempts. Heavy checkmark common and useful findings. These are realistic and often actionable. Clerical or data errors. Wrong income amounts. Duplicate entries. Misapplied payments. Missing documentation. Audit initiated without full supporting records.
Mm,
Decisions made on incomplete data.
mm,
Procedural issues.
mm,
Notices not sent properly.
mm,
Deadlines mishandled.
mm,
Required steps skipped.
mm,
Automated triggers.
mm,
Audit initiated by computer scoring systems, not a person targeting you.
mm.
Mismatch flags from third-party data.
There it
Warning
is.
less common but possible. Inaccurate internal notes. Misstatements about conversations. Assumptions written as facts. Exclamation mark rare claims require strong proof. Claims like agents created false info to force an audit. These fall into serious legal territory, misconduct/fraud, and courts require specific false statement. Proof it was knowingly false. Evidence it materially affected the action. Balance scale legal reality, important.
Damn. These things that you can find if legitimate and you can challenge these raises due process issues. It attacks their credibility, builds a record for appeal or to be taken to court. The IRS must respond to you within 20 days. Typical time frames between 2 to 4 weeks, 30 to 90 days for simple requests, 3 to 6 months for more complex, large or sensitive files between 6 months to a year. Well, you guys know if I do mine, I know mine is going to be 6 months to a year. It's going to be 2 weeks to 12 months because I want it all. Money, cash, hoes, and draws. I want it all. I want to see everything you guys got. I'm sure somebody right now is in their various offices uh burning my memos and probably trying to get to yours. Okay, then it just talks about why it might take longer. They have to see what's required, what can be redacted. If it takes too long, you can file an appeal. Okay, so that's it, guys. That is it. I would highly suggest you guys, as I've told you guys since day one, as we move, they move. So right now, you guys applying for these FOIA requests is going to catch them with their pants down. They're not going to have time to, especially if you guys all start blowing them up, they're not going to have time to look at each individual thing line by line to make sure they didn't mess up anywhere in there. If they use certain codes or certain terminologies that we can use for other future videos or for other people's freedoms and rights, find out where they lied and hid things. I mean, even, your Congress people, you can do a FOIA on where they went, how much they spent, who did they talk to, what did they say? Were they talking about business or were they talking about personal things? You have that right. You guys know that, right? Or have you guys been sleeping this entire time? Or a little sleepy? A little sleepy Joe? Hmm? Go 9-9? Hmm? Hmm? Tired? I'm tired of being an American? Well, you need to wake the hell up. If so, go get your IRS FOIA account files information today. Go get it done. I'm proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. And every day, try to do a little bit better. God bless America. I'll talk to you guys later.